How did a boutique investment house win the Oscars of investment funds? At Lundgreen's Invest, it comes down to one word: expertise. We're here to unpack the massive potential of China's economy and reveal the strategy that makes Lundgreen's Invest China Fund an award-winning success. Hi, I'm Melissa Vergara, and with me today is Lundgreen's Capital's founding CEO, Peter Lundgreen. Hi Peter, first off, let me congratulate you. This award is clearly a significant milestone for the fund. Could you walk us through what this recognition means for Lundgreen's Invest?
Yes, we are of course very honored about winning the Libra Award for our Lundgreen's Invest China for the 5-year risk-adjusted return. It is much more recognized already among more investors, I would say also internationally, particularly within sort of family offices, but we also have institutional investors looking at what we're doing. It means a lot as a more recognition, but it's also a quality stamp on how we work.
Can you tell us more about Lundgreen's Invest China Fund? When did it start?
Yeah, it started in August 2019. Important is also we have actually followed the same investment strategy since then. We have not changed anything. And it's also, as mentioned, the Libra Award we've got is for the 5-year track. So it was the first time we had the opportunity to win this 5-year track award. So that is actually quite fantastic. And yeah, that's how it is.
Why would you think it's a natural portfolio choice for investors?
China stocks, or the China stock market, is natural for several reasons. First of all, China is the second largest economy in the world. It is natural to have Chinese stocks in an investment portfolio. Secondly, it is a growth area, and also if we look 10 years ahead, it will remain a high growth area, is our forecast, together with the rest of Southeast Asia and the Asia region. And again, as we talk today, we see even a sort of a midterm upside as Chinese stocks are cheaper than many other stocks in the world. So that's a sort of a second add-on.
Yeah. Yes. What can you share about the investment process and strategy for the fund?
Yeah, we run in the start what you call a pretty classical top-down strategy when selecting sectors to invest into. We do have our own China model, conviction model we call it, and where we start with some macroeconomic numbers and data that we see are important. That's very classical. Then we look into more data that we consider as important for China. But then we're also extremely good at Lundgreen's to work with the trends in China. And that all is in a sort of first step model. China is a fantastic, interesting economy, and it moves all the time. It really moves fast. So trends within China is pretty important. And then we have a strong cooperation partner in Hong Kong. They come up with actual stock suggestions that we then try to agree on as well. And they are sort of monitoring the stock selections, also taking care about visiting the companies and looking into their annual balance sheets. So this is how we work on a sort of a two-pillar system.
What is the company's edge over other fund managers? Like, what do you do differently?
Yeah. Apart from working very classical with the two-pillar sort of selection progress and very disciplined actually, then we built the portfolio, overall portfolio, slightly different. We have around 15% allocated to a much more what I would call local Chinese way of investing into stocks. We all know that the Chinese stock market is a bit more volatile than typical stock markets. That's because people are simply trading much more in and out. So we are replicating that a bit and doing the same. So we try to maximize different swings, let's say not necessarily within a day, but within the week. So we are more active than many other active investment funds. And then we also use cash as a natural asset class. We are allowed to go up to 20% in the fund to allocate to cash. That is by law. And that we utilize now and then, maybe not going to 20%, but using cash. And that means it's an absolute way of managing risk. So instead of just being sort of long stocks with some shift now and then, then we actually have a three-pillar system there, where we have the classical strategic stock portfolio holding, We do actually up and downgrade our cash position pretty often, and then we have the sort of 15% tactical trading that is more replicate sort of how Chinese thinks and how they trade. So we are very different compared to other Western funds.
Great. So who is eligible to invest and how can investors access the fund?
Yeah, of course, each and everybody are welcome. The Lundgreen's China Invest Fund is listed on Nasdaq in Copenhagen and the Danish stock exchange, and it's simply as a traded there, and basically everybody can invest into it as they want.
Sounds good. Thank you, Peter, for spending time to talk about the Lundgreen's Invest China Fund.
It's my pleasure, Melissa, and thank you for hosting me today.
Thank you for watching. To learn more about this fund and everything Lundgreen's Capital, please visit our websites to know more. We'll see you in the next video.